Easter egg, The Reckoning for Black Ops 6. Before we run through those metal detectors, we need to go over here to this mop bucket over to the right, and you have to crouch, and when you crouch and melee it, it'll move. And we gotta move it underneath the little fire alarm sprinkler right here, so that way when we walk through the metal detectors, that bucket will fill up with a little bit of water. And we're gonna use it a little later on, you'll see. Now we're just gonna go ahead and build up our points, and to where we can make it to the power room with a little bit of ease. We're gonna come across a max ammo round. When the max ammo round comes, we're gonna have these kamikaze robots that are flying towards us. We gotta shoot the arm off of one of them. You can only get one arm per max ammo round. Once we have enough points, we're gonna go up to the mutant research lab. You do not need to open the other elevator at all. If you're just doing the Easter egg, it doesn't need to be opened. We're gonna go inside this lab. We're gonna go ahead and go to the left, and there's gonna be a little, look like a little cleaner or something. This little thing, right on the side of this mangler. And you're going to get a syringe out of it. We're going to use it in the power room. We don't need anything else in here for right now, but we will be coming back here. Next we're going to go to the android assembly room. Kind of looks like a little broken down robot factory. We got to collect 2 robot legs here. There's several places that these legs can be. I'll go ahead and show you a few of them. In this burning box, sometimes there's one here. There is another one in the back of this little area with the hanging robots. It's on the back shelf, and it up here on the top. Go ahead and press action by it, see it disappear. And we have another location behind a door right here. Nope, not, and it's not here either. And there is another location behind a TV over here by the 2 plate. If you go left to the 2 plate, it's right behind the TV on the busted up TV on the ground. Once we have the 2 robot legs, there's nothing else we need in this room, and we can go ahead and use the elevator to go up to the floor right above this room. Remember, if you get lost, you can always follow your purple arrows as we just go into the power room or the particle accelerator room. Once we go up the elevator, there's nothing in here to do for right now, so we're going to go straight over to Richtofer's office in the other tower by using this gate right here to the left. Now that we're in Richtofer's office, we should have Juggernog on the right. Go ahead and grab some Juggernog, because it helps your health, it helps your life, it makes you stronger. Can't go wrong with it. One of the best drinks on the game. Alright, we'll go ahead and open up Richtofer's office. And in here, while we're right here, we're going to go ahead and find 3 out of the 4 case files or manila folders. And we're going to have to write down 3 numbers. We have to write down the number of the folder and the date that's in the folder. And I'll show you how to decode this later. There's another location right here by this TV. There's not here right now, but there's several locations here. Another one's on this table. We have another location on the little white coffee table here. And if we go in the back over here down to the eating area, let's see, right here. On this table, there's sometimes one on this back little circle table, and then on these 2 coffee tables, though, is another couple locations. And we're just taking the number, like this one was number 4. We're just taking the number from it at the top. That's the number of it, and we're taking the date. And whichever date is oldest, that's where that number, the number at the top, it comes. That's gonna be the first one. So the oldest date is gonna be the first number, and then the youngest date will be the last number. And there's 4, so we'll get the 4th one once we get into a little secret room, but it's later on. So go ahead and collect 3 of the folders here, and we're gonna knock this little snow globe on his desk over, and it's gonna open up this red portal. We're gonna go through the red portal, and we're gonna be in the particle accelerator room or the power room. Once we make it into the power room, if you go to the right, we can walk all the way across into like the instrument panel room, and just go to the little star and press action on it, and it'll go ahead and activate the particle accelerator beam. But it's gonna be unstable, and we're gonna have to shoot these little purple crystals on in the like little pit area underneath it. Alright, see where all our stars went? We'll go ahead and shoot these purple crystals out. And once we get all the crystals shot out, the particle accelerator beam will stabilize. Once the particle accelerator beam stabilizes, we'll let it use pack and the power will be on throughout the facility. So now that we have the power on, we can pack up, but if you have the points to, if not, go ahead and continue with the Easter egg. We're going to jump into the beam on the side that we have to jump to the beam. It's the only way you better ride the beam. And you want to fall off on the zombie, just like I just did. We're going to go up to the zombie that fell, press the action button on it, and we're going to collect a blood sample from it. Now, with that blood sample, we need to bring it back to the mutant research lab. Easiest way to get there is to go back into Richter Friend's office and go back to the front by that circle gate, but just jump down jump off the balcony, jump down the big hole. You're going to end up in that first room is the mutant research laboratory. So now we're going to go right back over by our floating mangler, right here, and by Deadshot, we're going to put the syringe back inside the little container, and this zombie is going to start talking, and eventually after he finishes talking, we'll be able to shoot him and do damage. Once we can do damage, we need to go ahead and kill him and collect the green kill streak from him. Do not use it. We need to use it for part of the Easter egg in another room. Alright, see, there we go. We got the green kill streak. We're going to go ahead and bring it above the Android assembly room. So just go ahead and follow the purple arrows like you're going to power again. And we're going to use this gate to get to the tower, the next tower, and then you're going to go straight to the elevator. Just follow your purple arrows. Once we get to the elevator, whenever we come out of it, we're going to go to the right, and there's going to be a set of stairs. We're going to go up and there's going to be a door, but we're going to have a identification to get through it. So we're going to go ahead and, well, I should have activated the suit first, but activate the suit and then activate the keypad. It'll allow me to do it again. There we go. And now that I'm in the suit first, I can activate the keypad, and this door right here will open. In here we're going to have a couple of things to do, but first thing, we're just going to collect the fourth case file, the little manila the little folders, and we're just going to write the numbers down, and I'll go ahead and show y'all how to solve the little riddle once we're going to use it. Right here behind this little instrument, like desk panel thing, write the numbers down, and let's just rock and roll for now. So let's go back to the mutant research lab. Just the easiest way is to go through this gate back to Richter's office, but just jump off the balcony, parachute down. In here we need to collect a vial of essence out of a fridge, but first we got to open some doors, and to open those doors we're gonna have to see, this is the fridge that we're trying to open, and oh, let me get a little pH flopper while I'm at it. Alright, so we're gonna have to use this timetable here to decipher a code that comes off of these screens that are fuzzy in front of me. So this one doesn't look like it has anything. If it doesn't, it just means that your code is only gonna have one letter in it instead of two letters. So we're just taking those screens are gonna flash a word, and we're just taking the first letter from that word and putting it together with the other first letter from the other computer. See, okay, so we got V, and we had no other word on the other computer. Just to make sure, let's check. Yeah, there's not enough. No, it's not coming. So it's just gonna be V. Our letter's gonna be V. So let's go to the timetable, clear out a couple zombies. Alright, so we're looking for the letter V on the timetable. Alright, it's the number 23. So we're gonna go over here. Let me train these zombies, pull them back a little bit. We're gonna go up the stairs, and if you only have a 2-digit number, see, we need 3. If you only have a 2 or 1-digit number, just put a 0 in front. So 023, and voila, access. Or if you only had like a 1, it'd be 001. At this machine, we're going to kill 3 crawlers, the little spiders, and 3 regular zombies at it. You do have to do the crawlers first. We'll go ahead and do that a little later on. For now, since we opened that door, this fridge is now unlocked, and we can get this little essence capsule out of it. And that's not used until, like, end of the game. You'll see then. For now, we're going to come back into this room and see how we get the crawler to just float into there. If you notice that your crawler, like you're killing them and they're not going in there, it's either that you need to kill a zombie or that you're not waiting for the little automated sequence to be finished before you kill the next zombie. So, see, look. See how none got sucked up? I'm gonna have to go and I'm gonna, look, there we go, one got sucked in, there we go. See, look, this is the little automated thing. You have to wait for that to be complete before you kill another one. And that's the last zombie. Remember, 3 crawlers, 3 regular zombies, and we'll go ahead and let the little automation complete again. Once the automation is complete, you'll notice the little window comes up, and when the window comes up, we can now grab what it's assist, and we're gonna go ahead and run back down into the central of this room, and we're gonna drop through the floor into this like flower looking room that has a bunch of like spores and stuff in it. So we're just gonna jump through the floor, and there's 3 like big plants in the outskirts of this little area. Let's see, we have one here. And we're just gonna suck it down. You see it makes a little, under your mini map, it makes a little bar. We gotta suck it down all the way. Be sure you don't get hit by the, the poison. It does hurt, and it does help to have, somebody either to have the zombie not there for you, to where they're training the zombie, or to be training a zombie, because this is not the easiest to do in the middle of a round. Alright, now once all of the is sucked up, we can come through here, and like I said, all 3 of the plants are on the out ring of this area. Suck up all this poison as well, and you're gonna do one more plant like this. Come on, come on, come on, just a little bit more. Alright, we got it. Look, now the next one is right here. Like I said, they're all on the outside, but this one's kind of in the middle of the area, see? And you can kind of take a little cover here, but you just gotta watch out for that juice. That juice hurts pretty bad. Alright, and our bar's almost empty. Come on, it's coming, it's coming. Alright. Now, that's all we're gonna do with the cyst for now. I'm gonna go ahead and move us into another max ammo round. We gotta collect the 2nd robotic arm. Once we get the 2nd robotic arm, we can actually put Klaus together. And you see how there's an Uber Klaus out right now? I'm just gonna try not to kill him, so that way, or get caught by him, so that way I can use that Uber Klaus to make the Klaus that helps us. Now that we have our 2nd arm, we can make Klaus. We need to go in the room beneath here, the android assembly room. So we just go ahead and take this elevator down, and he's kind of like underneath the rubbish. He's by the next gate. So we're just gonna run. See, he's underneath here. So we gotta run all the way across and just drop down and go underneath. Oh, there we go. And see, there's the gate. Alright, so we're gonna make Klaus here. Now we need, remember I saved that Uber Klaus? We need to get him to electrocute the ground right here. Sweet, 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 he did. Now, you can either keep the Uber Klaus and for the next part of the Easter egg, or you can go ahead and kill him now. I went ahead and I kept the Uber Klaus for the next part, so I didn't have to wait for another one to spawn in. But just your preference. As soon as we see that Klaus has been reborn, alright, we got Klaus. We're going to go ahead and continue this Easter egg by going up the elevator to the room right above the Android assembly room, the one we were just in. There's 4 computers in here that we're going to have to power on in a time base. See, 1, and then a little time will show up underneath underneath the mini map on the left. And you got to get 4 of them. There's 2. 3 and 4. Your time resets every time, and what that's going to do is it makes like an electronic plate, and we got to get that Uber Klaus that I kept, we gotta get him on the plate. But first we have to shoot his shoulder pads off. So we'll go ahead and shoot the shoulder pads off. And once we get both shoulder pads off, we need to get him onto this table, this plate right here, this electric plate. And once he gets on, there we go, once he gets on the electric plate, the Forsaken will be born. Yeah. Alright, so we have to kill the Forsaken the same way that we just killed the Uberklaus. Gotta shoot the shoulder pads off, and then it weakens him, and you can shoot him in his body, and it'll kill him, and then the little Uberklaus will be born. Once we go ahead and kill the little Uberklaus, then we can take the Sis, and we can bring the Sis over to the purple cosmic stuff right here, and we'll go ahead and use the action button, and now the Gorgaflex is born. Go ahead, pick the Gorgaflex up. You do have to have this gun to complete the Easter egg. If you're just playing rounds and you don't like it, well, you don't have to get it, but if you want to do the Easter egg, you have to have the gun. Now that we got the Gorgaflex, we'll go ahead and go back to where Klaus was, and we're in the same tower, so just go to the elevator and go one floor down. Klaus is underneath this, in this little area, and he's going to start moving once you make the round proceed after you've made him. So you can do things in a little bit of a different order, but this was just the fastest way I have found so far. He's going to go up this elevator, and you have to, he's going to go down in this little room, and you're going to have to activate this SAM trial. You do not have to complete the SAM trial, but you do have to survive the SAM trial. So go ahead and activate the SAM trial, and once it's done, Klaus is going to move again. Alright, and there it is, and Klaus is now moving to that room that we opened up with the Mangler suit. So let's go to the room with the Mangler suit, and there's a couple of things we need to get for Klaus inside that room. So just go up one floor. It's just right above you, and we'll go back through the red portal, not the gate. In here, right to the left of the entrance, when we get in here, we're going to go to the computer, and we're going to enter the 4 case file numbers that we got. Remember, we're going to go oldest to newest. So if you have case file 4 and the date is 6/28, and you got case file 2 and the date is 7/13, it's going to go 4/2, and you're going to do that with the rest of the numbers. Then we're going to go over here to this little machine that's got red and sparking, and we got to go get a brain from the mutant research lab again. So go back through the red gate, and we're going to jump across to Rick's office. That way we just jump through the balcony and get on the and get there a lot quicker than going through the rest of the map. Once we land, we gotta go one more floor down into this spore room. And once we land on the floor in the spore room, you're gonna see a machine with 3 green lights on it. Let's see, right here. Alright, and you see how we can't open it? You have to have Mahi Lato to open this machine. So let's go ahead and drink Mahi Lato, and don't forget you lose change. Just gotta lay down on the ground in front of the machines. And now we'll be able to melee the machine, and we're going to take this brain out of the machine. Now we got to run the quickest and shortest way to Klaus. Remember, we're going to be going back pretty much towards the power room. Take the elevator. Just go right and take the elevator all the way there. If you, the brain will dry up if you don't get there in time, but you do get another chance to try it again if you fail. So it is okay if you fail. All the way to Klaus, back through the little red portal. And if you go right in front of where Klaus is, you'll be able to place it in a machine just like the one you took it from. Voila. So now we need to bring the Gorgaflex back to the pack room so that we can shoot 5 blue ghostly vermin. Okay, so once we go back to Rick the Prince's office, and then use the red gate to get the red portal to get to the particle accelerator room or the pack room, go ahead and run over to the right like we're turning power on again, but instead of going to the right side of the instrument panel, we're going to go to the left side. Where now we made the particle beam unstable again, and we got to shoot these blue vermin. So there's 5 of them, and once we shoot all 5 of them, we'll be able to collect that little blue electric ball on top of the instrument panel. And there it goes. Let's get our little blue orb. Now our Gorgaflex is charged, and we need to go back to the room where Klaus is. So back through the red portal that we came in, and back to Rick's office, and then we're gonna go through the gate, back to the room above the Android assembly, and we're gonna go to Klaus in the red portal in this room. Once we get to the room with Klaus, we can do a charge shot at the gate, and we'll do some spectacular stuff. And now we need to go get a zombie head. So the zombie head is actually kind of in between levels. It's in between the mutant research lab and the floor with all the spores on it. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to Rick's office, to where we can just jump over the balcony again, get back into the mutant lab. Once we're in the mutant lab, we need to go by the hole in the floor. Once we're at the hole in the floor, you can see there's a window and a spore. You want to do a charge shot at that spore, and it's going to drop a zombie head on the ground. We need to go down and pick up the zombie head, and we need to bring it back to spawn to wash it in the mop bucket that we put under the sprinkler at the beginning of the game. You can just drop through the floor inside this room, and it should bring you right back to spawn. Alright, and we're going to put it in the mop bucket, and then we should be able to just take it right back out the mop bucket. Now once you have this zombie head, it will slow you down, but you have to kill zombies on your way back to Klaus with it. It has to be charged by the time you get there, so you can't do this in between a round. You need to kill a good bit of zombies. I don't know exactly how many, 30, 40, something like that. Probably more with the players that you have. You probably gotta kill more zombies. Okay, so now that I feel like I've killed enough zombies while holding the head on the way back to Klaus, in the top room above the Android assembly room, we'll go back through the red gate. Once we're back in the room with Klaus, we're gonna go ahead and put the head in the gate that we're working on, and now we're gonna be working on some vacuum devices to put into this pedestal here. So back through the red portal, and the first device is in the room that we appear in, right next to the elevator, and you can use each box twice before it needs to cool down. So there's only 4 devices to capture, so you don't really need to know where all those boxes are at. Now all of the purple things that we need to capture with these vacuum devices are in Rick's office. So we're going to go back through the gate to get to Rick's office. And you got to be really accurate with these devices. They don't suck up like a cashmere grenade does. You actually got to hit the purple thing with the device. Not close, you got to actually hit it. So see, look, there's one purple collectible. Throw the device. Now remember to go pick up your device. You have to pick up all 4 of them. Alright, we're going to go back to the same container because it doesn't need to cool down. And here's the second device. Remember to pick it up. And we're going to go and find another box, so that way we can continue without having to wait on the cooldown. So if you go back into the Android assembly room, right here by the conveyor, you're going to go to the back left corner, and they're going to have another place that we can get a vac device from. And we're going to go back up to Rick's office and collect another purple item. They do just randomly spawn in here, so you're just going to kind of look around for them. Just remember to be accurate, and don't forget to pick it up. Now, since we've already used the third one, our first box that we use should be off a cooldown, and just go grab your 4th device from the first box that you grabbed it from, and there's the location to the 4th purple item. Once we have all four vac devices filled, we got to go back to the room with Klaus, and we got to put them on that pedestal. So back through the red gate at least one more time, but again, And we're going to go right in the front of Klaus, and we're going to place them on this pedestal. Now once we place them all 4 on this pedestal, it's going to activate like a trial. In this trial, they're going to have some switches that turn red. We're going to, when the switches turn red, we're going to have to turn them back green. See, look, we got a red switch here. You just go up to it, press action, it goes green. You're going to do that several times in this room. And once you've done it, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 times, the trial will be over. Now the main part of the Easter egg is over, so we need to, don't go through that gate because you need to build your character up, you know, pack 3, whatever you want to go to this boss fight. Now once you have everything you need, go ahead and go through the gate that we just did an elaborate amount of stuff to open, and it's going to bring you here. Once we get into here, you need to decide who you want to fight with. If you want to fight for Maxis or if you want to fight for Rick. If you choose to fight with Maxis, Rick's battle is really hard. If you choose to fight with Rick, Maxis' battle is still really hard, but it's a lot easier than Rick's battle. So right here you choose which boss you fight. After you choose which boss you fight, you're going to have to do a couple of trials on the elevator. Once the elevator starts moving up, you're going to have to kill some zombies on it, and the elevator is going to stop, and we're going to have a couple of things to do on the outside of the elevator. So when the little doors come down, we're going to go like on the outside ring of the elevator, I guess you would say, and they're going to have these little things we got to charge up by killing zombies in front of them. There's 3 of them. Once you charge up all 3 of them, the elevator is going to start moving up again once you get on it. Once we make it to the next floor, we're going to have to shoot some purple crystals. Now, be careful how many of these purple crystals you shoot at one time, because every time you shoot a purple crystal, it's going to spawn in more zombies wherever those shards fall. So you see, we'll shoot this one, and look at the zombies that are coming in. And we'll shoot this one, and it's going to be a whole lot of zombies. Look, see where all the purple shards are falling? More zombies are coming. So don't go just shoot all the crystals real quick, because you're going to create quite a havoc for yourself. But once all the crystals are shot, the elevator is going to start going up again. Now from here, it's going to depend on which boss you picked. If you pick to fight with Rick, we're going to see Maxis, and if you pick to fight with Maxis, we're going to see Rick. I picked to go ahead and fight with Maxis because I can show y'all a couple of things that'll help knock her health down a little bit. Compared to Rick, there's nothing that helps us knock his health down. You just got to chip away at it slowly and surely, and it's not really anything to really see. But with Maxis, there's 4 red lights that come out after she does her laser attack. Look, there it is right there, and we just gotta outlast this little laser for just a second. And you see the 4 red lights? Go ahead and shoot them. You see the little hit marker? And once we break all 4 red lights, that big purple light in the middle becomes a hit marker at all times. You see how it's red now? If you shoot it, it's no longer immune, but you have to hit it. So I'm in here with a little pistol right now, but you know, if you could get an AMR or some type of, you know, bigger rifle, it'd be a lot more accurate to hit the little target. But that's the best thing we can do with her health, and it knocks the biggest amount off. So good luck, guys, and see y'all soon. Please remember, if y'all like the video, to subscribe and give me a like. Thank you.